Race 1 of Henley off at 9 o'clock. Get us underway this Friday, and we're flying over Thames Rowing Club. That is the stroke of the Thames Rowing Club crew. Ian Hurley, the 25-year-old, won this event last year, rode in the 2-seat then. Connie Pidou in front of him, the 32-year-old Cox, Henley winner herself in 2015. And they are next to this really good crew from Germany. Showed a lot of maturity yesterday. Bonn Ruder-Gesellschaft.
Well pronounced there, Martin.
Thank you. Been working on it, Alex. Up in the bows there, Raymond Bayreuther, one of the oldest in the crew, the 31-year-old. These guys have raced consistently in German championships.
When I see that you are both straight and ready, I will start you like this. Attention, go.
What goes through your head when you hear the umpire doing the call over like that?
No shouting from the boat, please.
Martin, that was really the beginning of the race for me. You know, the nerves kick off and you just got to try and breathe and think about those first few strokes that they're going to take in a minute. But the heart is pumping and you know it's game time.
Connie Pidou, the Thames coxswain closest to us, has a hand in the air, as does her opposite number, Anna Dames. Just 17 years of age though, and not as experienced.
Go!
Nice squeezy start there from both crews, Alex, on the first stroke.
Yeah, Thames rowing off a little bit longer. Germany a little bit higher in the rating, but both very clean. In fact, Germany looking very clean. Thames just steering a little bit around the island there. A lot of crews have been doing that this week, I've noticed, and some even hit the booms.
Nice bodies sort of quite centred in the boat, the Thames Rowing Club crew. Yesterday to the barrier, Thames posted a 147 and their opponents a 151. So going to form, you'd say that Thames ought to have a handy little lead by the time they come to the barrier, which is in about 30 strokes time.
Yeah, they look like they're moving away already. I'd say, I know it's very difficult to call right now, but I think they can do it on Thames Rowing Club. They've got a great coach. Ben Lewis is a very good friend of mine. He's really established himself at Thames, and he's been generating some fantastic crews over the last few years. And you can see the really distinct style that he coaches there. Really solid finish, not much body movement, and they kind of continue to move away there.
So Thames Rowing Club at Putney. Well, let's talk about the Germans there. You've got Matthias Keulin in the stroke seat, the 24-year-old, and then behind him Nicholas Marga. And they've just got to keep in their rhythm, in their pace, and they will know that Thames Rowing Club might be faster than them. But yesterday they rode through Agecroft, had a great race against the club from the northwest in the heat yesterday, and so their experience, at least at this regatta, from rowing behind, but of course doing that against Thames Rowing Club, their A crew, is another matter.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a long race. The German club circuit tends to be a shorter sprint racing circuit, particularly in the summer. So a lot of their guys are very powerful, and they tend to race over 500 meters to 1,000 meters. So that definitely still favors Thames. They train on the tideway, long stretch of water, and you know, really, this is the pinnacle of their season. You know, my odds are still very much in favour of Thames, and they look like they're relaxing there, Martin. What do you think? I mean, you know, they're picking up the water very well.
I'm dead impressed. I mean, we're riding with the Bonn Ruder-Gesellschaft crew there. Just a name check. You see up in the bows, Raymond Bayreuther, Yannick Bauer in the 2-seat, the little lad, 24 years of age, Raus Melker, Andreas Balogi, Torsten Jonschik, the big 6-man providing the power, 45 years of age, Torsten, Nicholas Marga and Matthias Keulin we've mentioned, and their Cox and the Dames. But I have to say, Al, you asked me about that Thames crew, and I'm just thinking, are they better than last year's? They kind of look more cohesive, just really well set up, and
yeah, they look very tidy, Martin. I have to say, I think they're doing a really good job, really relaxed there. I mean, you know, they're going to be putting a lot of work down, but you can see it's very efficient. In the faces it looks tough, but in the body it looks very relaxed.
And of course, Ben Lewis has got the advantage of having, 16 of his athletes in the final of this event, Thames A race, Thames B. So he's got Ian Hurley, who was 2 in the stroke seat of the winning crew, but behind him, Sam Thornton, who was 6 in the Thames B8 that lost to Thames A in the final. So, in the stern 3 with 6 at Ben Thomas, you've got another lad who won the Thames Cup. You can have 2, as you know, in the crew.
Well, I mean, what's really interesting to me, Martin, is they got this guy, Alex Haynes. He's in the 5 seat, the powerhouse, and it's saying he's 60 kilos.
Yeah, I can't believe
that.
No.
That can't be.
In the programme, it's got him as 14 stone.
Oh, right, okay. That's our brain.
Yeah, that's lightweight women's rowing. But they've done and dusted this race already, coming up to just past the halfway point. That's the Upper Thames and Pre-eminent Rowing Club. You can sort of see them in the distance from the commentary tower now. Let's run through the Thames boat. Closest to you, Ian Hurley rowed 2 in the 8 that won this event last year. Sam Thornton in the 7 seat. Ben Thomas. Alex Hayes, you heard us talk about him, the former Imperial College rower. Tristan Voluze in the 4 seat. Luke Wertem in 3. Tom Portsmouth in the 2 seat. Semi-finalist here in the Brit last year. And Stephen Griffiths, he's up there in the bows, just out of view, but you'll see his back as the shot pans in. And they're really into cruise mode now, Alex.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, Martin. I don't know what you thought, but it's the first race of the day, 9 o'clock in the morning. Great to get the whole thing out of the way, and they're cruising down the enclosures. It looks really, really controlled, really, really relaxed, and they must be getting a lot of confidence in this row. I mean, fair play to Germany. They're still fighting, and they've come all the way over here to race in such a fantastic event. But Thames must be really enjoying what Henley's all about. That coming down the enclosures, sun is shining, wind's going with you, rowing long, and they're making it through to the semi-final.
It does look, I say for a Club 8, because obviously these are an exceptional Club 8 with such Henley pedigree on board, lots of different winners in different events, but they do look sweet, don't they?
Yeah, you can see Germany are still fighting, but they're still, Martin, we talk a bit about the stations here. For my liking, they're still a little bit too towards the centre of the river. If I was their cocks, I'd have them tucked right up against the bank. The odds are pretty even over the years for wins on either side, but I'd definitely say I'd like to be on the bank side.
It takes bottle to steer down the booms, though. We saw the second 8 hit the booms and miss out in the race yesterday morning. So Thames progressed serenely, I have to say. It was a real pleasure to watch them off the start, just working as a machine, 8 men together as a unit. Fantastic result for them in this heat of the Thames Challenge Cup. They crossed the line ahead of their opponents on Bonn Ruder-Gesellschaft. And you can hear the cheers ringing out, the traditional cheers at the finish line. Nice paddle there, certainly in the second half of the course for Thames Rowing Club A, who beat the Germans.